Okay, so let's get started. So we're starting with today with using a foam roller, and I'm gonna use two 5-pound weights. You can have 3-pound weights or cans, just something to help you assist with some sensing weight as we get into the movement flow. So the foam roller is really good. It's a great tool to release tension. So I'm gonna have you all start flat on your back, sitting on one end. Okay, so have a seat on one end and then lie down on your back so that your spine drapes. All right, and there's a couple of things with the foam roller you want to know is the foam roller, obviously there's a little bit of balance because it does move, but we're going to use that to our advantage, okay, for balance, and then also just to massage. But also it really has your spine become, yeah, scoot down a bit there, John. Make sure your hips are on one end, head on the other. It really holds up your spine so that your arms and your hips can release on either side of the roller, right? So the spine is lifted, the chest is lifted, your pelvis elevated, but your arms and hips are relaxing on either side of the foam roller. So just breathe here for a moment. Let's spend a little time inhaling into the nose. Feel the ribs expand and your back open. Exhale through your mouth or nose to release the tension of the rib cage, and your chest releases down towards the mat. Good. Inhale to expand your ribs. So your ribs expand and your back open. And then exhale as you soften the chest and the ribs and melt everything back down towards the foam roller. Take one more breath, y'all. Inhale to feel your ribs expand, your back open, your shoulders widen. And then exhale as you soften the chest and the ribs and release everything back down. Now bring your arms into the ceiling. Let's start with just your basic arm circles. So do small arm circles like this, and you want to feel the weight of the arms heavy towards the foam roller, so your shoulder blades are kind of massaging or moving against the foam roller. And whether you can feel movement up and down on the inside of the shoulder blade. It's called the medial part of your shoulder blade, just massaging that area. Then reverse the circle, and you might notice, one circle gets a little deeper into the points in your mid-thoracic, right? Well, maybe the other way goes the other way, gets a little deeper the other way. So try both directions a few times and see which one helps you get a little more feeling of your shoulder blades against the foam roller, kind of moving through some, maybe what's typically called a knot, but it's like a tissue tightness, right? It's a place where we tend to hold tension. Very good. Deep breaths. Inhale into your back and exhaling to melt your chest and ribs. Okay, now try a bigger circle where you go, inhale your arms back, exhale as you circle all the way down towards your hips, and then back up to the ceiling. Inhale as you go back, exhale as you circle and come around and back up to the ceiling. Inhaling, and then exhale as you circle around. And you work in the range that works for you. I always tell my clients, sometimes too big may be a little uncomfortable. So you want to make your circle a little smaller, work in the range that your arms and shoulders feel that they can move, stretching and definitely moving through some tight spots, but not where you feel stuck or gripped or like you got to avoid a real painful spot. Don't go there yet, right? It's in that time you will, but sometimes just avoid. Now change the direction of the circle. You go down towards your hips, circle along the floor, and go back. Because I know, like with my left arm, that shoulder often used to bother me a bit. So I watch how much range of motion I give it as far as going back. You see what's appropriate for you. Well, actually, it feels pretty good today. So one more time. That's what I'm saying. It changes. Your tissue changes as you invite range of motion. All right, now keep your arms to the ceiling. All right, down like this. We're going to go both arms back. Reach both arms back, like above your head or towards the wall behind you. Lace your fingers and gently pull with your, like you're kind of reaching your arms, hands away from your rib cage. If that's, again, too much for your shoulders, just lift your arms a little bit towards the ceiling and try a different angle. But you're like, the idea is that if you're holding onto a rope and somebody was kind of gently pulling the rope away from your body and you're having to hold on, it's kind of it's actually lifting your shoulders towards your ears. And at this point, I'm okay with that. I want you to feel your ribs and your shoulder girdle lift away from your rib cage. Okay, inhale there, and then exhale. Now just let your arms keep holding on with your fingertips, but bring your arms to the ceiling like this. So we're gonna do that again. So it's a big stretch, right? Because we're talking to your spine is long, but we're asking your ribs and your what's called the lat muscle and even your rotator cuff, like underneath the armpit. You are stretching that out to reach as if someone was pulling the rope behind you. Inhale. And then exhale as you come back up to the ceiling. You okay with that, John? It's a big stretch, right? Yeah. And go back. Inhale, last time. Inhale as you go back. And again, notice what happens. Notice the stretch that occurs in your ribs, in your thoracic, maybe even down to your pelvis, because it all connects, right? Last inhale. And then exhale, come back up to the ceiling. Good job. Okay, now let your arms come down by your side for a moment. And again, just notice what you've done. You've changed tissue and movement around your lungs, your rib cage, your shoulder blades, even your neck is probably shifted a little bit. Now bring your arms out to the side. So now they're palms up, arms out to the side, right to left. Now I'm just going to gently roll left to right like this. And the idea is I'm kind of massaging between my spine and my shoulder blade, and even across my sacrum a little bit. So my whole body is rolling to the left and then rolling to the right. And what prevents me from falling off this thing is I use the arm to counterbalance just a little bit, right? So you still have weight on the foam roller. You're just putting pressure on different sides of your spine. Left side, and then as I roll to my left, now I put pressure on my right side, right shoulder blade, right hip, right ribs. And then over to the other side. Very good. All right, one more time each side. It's good moving, y'all. This is deep releasing of your mid-thoracic and your hips. And then left. Okay, good. Now pause in the middle. And now take a little picture check. Just kind of check in. How's your spine on the foam roller now? What do you notice maybe at your pelvis, shoulder blades? We're going to try lifting we're going to do a little balance now. So now you're more grounded in the foam roller. Bring your right leg up like this, tabletop, just the right leg. And then bring your left arm up as well. So what balances you is left foot, right hand, right? While your other arm and leg are up. Now you're going to touch your knee with your hand. So touch your knee with your left hand. Now extend your arm and leg away from each other like this. Inhale. Exhale, come in, touch the knee. Inhale as you reach out. Exhale, touch the knee. Inhale out. Exhale, touch the knee. Okay, do that 2 more times. This is just challenging your balance. Working the range of motion through your hip. Keeping your chest open and your spine long. Last one. Good. And then place your foot down, arm down. Good. And then switch. Left leg up, right arm. Okay. Now touch the knee. Inhale as you reach out. Exhale, touch the knee. Inhale out. Exhale, touch. So again, our goal is, can we feel heavy on the roller? Like you look at where your base is. Your base is your spine, melting on that roller, your right foot, your left hand. That gives your arm and leg permission to move. You might find this side harder, right? Because maybe you don't balance as well on the side. But keep playing. Last two. Inhale out, exhale in. One more. Now place your foot down, arm down, and rest for a second. Good job, y'all. Now, with we're gonna do one more thing here. Place your hands behind your head like this. Now we're gonna try a curl, and our goal in this curl is to find the peeling of your upper thoracic, or your like between the shoulder blades, off the roll. And it won't be very high. Like, don't worry about how high. Actually, I mean, so when I say peel, I mean you're just barely beginning to develop your curl. And I lift my head, I curl forward, look towards my knees, and then I release, and I go back down. Good. And then inhale, exhale, curl forward, and release, and come back down. And you want to just, and sometimes again, if you have any kind of curvature in your spine, sometimes a scoliosis, a C curve, or any kind of those S curves, it may throw you off a little bit. Take your time, go slow, and try and find your center as much as you can. That goes for all of us. Okay, last two. Exhale, coming forward. One more time. Inhaling back. Exhaling, curling forward. And then coming back. And then feel your head drop again, and notice now you're longer, right? Now you've created maybe a little more length in your neck. Maybe your head's a little closer to the edge of that roller, and you create a little more space from your head, or your through your neck down to your mid-thoracic. And now breathe again, a couple deep breaths. So this is restorative, right? In a sense, you are restoring the length of your spine. You're getting a deeper sense of relaxing your back and settling your spine towards the mat, right? Where the foam roller is just giving you a little more feeling of your back releasing down. Okay, now there is stuff where we'll lift the legs. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna wait maybe in another series, but let's go onto your back now. So watch, lean carefully, come down to one side. Either side, come off the roller. We're going to change the position of the roller. Come off to one side, and we're going to place it. Actually, before you do it, lay flat for a second. Just put the foam roller underneath your hips, your legs, that is, your legs, and just lay flat. And just notice that feeling. Like you said, there's a restorative aspect to being in the foam roller, right? You've released the chest. You've opened your hips. You have a little more grounding, maybe, or a sense of your shoulder blades down towards the mat. Okay, that's a good thing. That's creating width, which is what we often need for the upper body. So important, that feeling of space across the front, especially your clavicles. Now lift your hips, bring the foam roller underneath your sacrum, and keep your feet down. Don't lift your legs yet. So I want to make sure you really know where exactly you want to have it. You want to be not too close to your tailbone, because then you don't feel very solid as far as the pelvis being grounded, but not too close to the lower back either, because then it makes your tailbone tilt down and it makes your back extend too far. You have to be pretty much in the middle of your sacrum, like right across the center of your, well, not even the center of your glutes, like the upper glutes, but it's still the center of your sacrum. Okay, and just stay there for a second and just feel that, and keep holding the foam roller with your hands so it doesn't roll away from you, because that's the other tendency, is it might want to move. Now, start by rocking your knees very small, like both knees go to the left and both knees go to the right. Good. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right, and just notice that feeling. Now we're massaging the sacrum. So again, as you go through this and it feels like your back is arching too much, then you want to move the foam roller closer towards your tailbone. Okay, because that can happen because the legs are long and heavy. But make sure you're, again, in a place where you feel solid, either way, solid on the foam roller. So you're massaging the sacrum. Right? One more time, each side, left, and then right. Okay, now bring your legs up to a tabletop position. So here's what you definitely want to know: is my pelvis heavy on the roller? Do I feel like I'm grounded at my sacrum? Now go both knees to the right, and then both knees roll over to your left. And I do mean roll because you're literally rolling across your sacrum, massaging each side of your glutes. I think I just adjusted my left hip. And that'll happen literally because you're pressing into the spots where we often it's called the SI joint will move sometimes. It's not a bad thing. Let it feel that massage. And you may find a spot like as you go left to right where you're like, whoa, I need to be there. It's okay to stop for a second and breathe into that area and let the weight of your legs help you release that tissue tension. And then go to the other side. Okay, looks good, y'all. One more time each side. And we could do this for a while. I mean, you really could get deep into this. This is kind of a touch up on this series. What I may do is do a big, maybe even a whole hour and maybe 20 minutes of foam rolling. And I'll put it up on the on-demand video so you can access it on your own. But we're just kind of touching spots right now. Now stay to the center. Extend your legs to the ceiling. Okay, now you do a circle like this. We're gonna bring both legs towards your head, separate the legs, circle away, and come together. Inhale, exhale as you circle. So now we're gliding the legs to your hip socket. This is not just it actually works the low belly because you're having to move to your low belly and your pelvic floor. But you're also helping your legs sit deep within the hip socket with your pelvis lifted like this, which is a hugely important part of core engagement is your legs seated in the socket. Okay, one more time that direction, because now change it. It goes away, separate, and circle up. What I was going to say was, it's not like the legs, fall out of socket. That doesn't happen. It's a very deep socket, but it does often get pulled by the tension that builds around your hip flexors and your quads, and even the glutes. So just last couple of times this direction. Good. One more. That's great, y'all. Okay, then bring your left knee down like this. Hold the left knee. Let your right leg come all the way as far down as you can. I'm going to put both hands on my left knee and let my right leg. So as you go down, you're going to feel some different stretches there. Like right there for me, it's hip flex your thigh. Can that heel touch the floor there, John? If you can, try and get your heel to touch the floor. It's okay to bend your knee a little bit if you have to. Not a problem. The hip flexor is going to be stretching here, which is the front of your right hip. But you may feel in your sacrum because, again, sacral tension, right, will often impede or stop the range of motion of the front of your hips. So you're opening your sacrum, you're lengthening through your sacrum to allow this right thigh to release down. Good job. Just stay there a little longer. Go ahead and point and flex your right foot. That's long there. Yeah, point and flex. Good. So you're moving through that length, and then circle your ankle 3 times each direction. In reverse. Very good. And then one more thing. With the leg lifted about 2 inches off the floor, move the leg left to right. Like you're just like a windshield wiper blade. You're just moving the leg through the hip socket. And again, that's another way to help with range of motion through the front of your pelvis. Nice. Good job, y'all. And then bring your leg in, bend it, bring it in like that, and then switch. Hold the right knee, left leg long. Feel that. And then just stay there for a second. Don't move your foot yet. Just stay there. Give it time. That's the other thing about being on the foam roller or any kind of release movement or technique you engage in is to always give yourself time, because we tend to want to rush through things, or get started with your day, or you just pick an audiobook and just listen to that or something. Just give yourself time to settle into the stretch. Okay, point and flex your foot. Yes, and that's why I was saying, if I do a video like seriously, an hour and 15 or hour and 20 just moving through foam roller, and you'll feel like a wet noodle. You'll feel pretty good like this after this too. Circle the ankle and then reverse it. Good job. Then lift the leg like 2 inches off the floor and go right to left. You're just going right to left, just moving like a windshield wiper blade, just helping that leg find its glide through your hip socket. Very nice. One more time. Okay, and then bend your knee, bring it in. All right, one more thing before we come off of this. Both legs to the ceiling once more. So now you're definitely grounded. Now your hips are dropped, your legs are seated. Just go open, close. Inhale the legs apart. Exhale, comes together. And again, go to where you can, where you feel that inner thigh groin stretch. Maybe go a little further. I don't want you to go like super wide necessarily, but you're feeling a seated feeling, a grounded feeling. So your legs are just gliding. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And this essentially is what helps you feel more low belly support. If your hips release, belly lifts. Now you have a lengthened sacrum tailbone. Now, the way we're going to come off of here is I'm going to bend my knees, so tabletop. I'm going to start going left to right again like this. And what with my hands on the roller, I'm going to gently push the foam roller away, like a very small, quarter inch at a time on each side. So what happens eventually is that the foam roller is moving down my sacrum towards my tailbone as I come off of it eventually. And the idea is we're just massaging the tissue around the sacrum and the tailbone. So then your back flattens out and drops into the mat. And then once your hips are down, there you go. Once your hips come down, just keep the foam roller behind your thighs and extend your legs on top of the foam roller like this. And then just, excuse me, just stay there. Just feel the weight of your thighs heavy. Your legs are nice and grounded. And now just roll your knees in and out like this. So now you're kind of massaging the hamstrings a little bit. Those are often tight and stuck areas, hamstrings. So just massaging. Turn out and then turn in. Roll out and then come in. Okay, now we're gonna go to the other side with the foam roller, which is your upper back, but move the foam roller out of your way completely and just lay flat for a moment. Just legs long. Notice how your spine feels. Notice how your hips feel on the mat, even with your legs, like how your legs are nice and just weighted. Inhale deep into your ribs and your mid-thoracic. Exhale as you soften the chest and there's just again you've changed some things, some organizational tendencies in your spine. It's a good thing. They'll come back often, but we're gonna try not to let that happen by disrupting the range. So let's come up to sitting, roll to one side, come up to sitting. Place the foam roller now perpendicular to your spine like this, and you're gonna place it behind your upper back. So I'm kind of like lower part of my shoulder blades, and my hips are down at this moment, and my hands behind my head like this. So I want to support your neck. Okay, so now before we go into, we're do some rolling, but before we do that, let's just loosen up your mid back first. Can you just let your head and your chest drape over? My hips are still down. Inhale. And then exhale, lift your head, and then curl forward. And don't worry about how high. We're just trying to invite movement through your upper thoracic. And then you inhale as you go back. Feel your chest open, your belly lengthen. Exhale, lift your head, and exhale, curling forward. Rib hinge. One more time. Inhale as you go back. So you're creating some range of motion across the chest. And then exhale as you curl forward. Good. Now, let your head go back about halfway, like just not all of it, just halfway. Then lift your pelvis like 2 inches. And now you're going to roll back and forth on the spine. And you're never going to go past your mid back. You don't want you to go to the lowest back. You're just going to stay at the upper part of your spine, from say like below the shoulder blades, maybe a little past that, and then going up to the shoulder blade, not your neck either. The neck and the lumbar spine usually are a no-no. Some people encourage it, and there's different ways to do it actually, but I don't want you putting your full weight on those parts of your spine. I want you to stay in the mid-thoracic, because that's the spot that really tends to hold so much tension. So just one more time straight. At this moment, you're just doing straight. You're looking straight into the ceiling. Your hips and head are more or less level, and you're just massaging. Okay, now turn your head and shoulders to your left, say, and now roll up and down along that left side of your spine. And just again, do what you can. You're gonna find some stuff here, y'all. Find some tightness near the shoulder blade. Find some tightness in the rib cage. There's stuck spots right here. So if you want to stay in one spot and just breathe there for a minute, do that. Right? And then one more time, then we'll change sides. It's so good for your back, y'all. Now you roll, look to your right. Looking right, head heavy. Still have your head heavy in your hands. Don't lift your head up, okay? Keep your head heavy, hips are level, and you're just rolling up and down that right side or that other, whatever side you move to. Ooh, tighter side for me on this one. Like I said, you'll find some knots. You'll find some places where you want to just breathe into that space. You might notice that as your ribs open up in the back as you're massaging, you'll feel it across your front, because it always affects something else, right? One more time. Wow. Okay, that was a big one. Okay, now here's what I mean about the neck, and this is one way we can do the neck. Just move the foam roller like this. What I don't like about the foam, I'm going to say that first. That's not the best place to start, but it's a little big, so we're not going to stay here forever. But what it is good about it is that it's right at your occiput, which is the ridge, the ridge at the base of your skull right there. Have that ridge on top of the roller, and just look to your right, and then roll over to your left. If that feels like it's too big, like it just feels like uncomfortable on your neck, you can just remove it and put your head down on the mat. But if you can, this is a great. Although I will say a half roller is nice for this as well. If you feel this is too much, a half roller will do the job as well. Okay, one more time. Each side there. And I'm sure you'll find some spots there too. This is the very base of your skull is a huge insertion point for a lot of those neck muscles that go down to your shoulders and your mid-thoracic. So when that's tight, you've got something you want to work to right there, because it goes all the way down. Good job, y'all. Okay, now move the foam roller again. Lay flat for a moment. We're gonna use it for two other things before we get to a flow. Just lay flat for a moment. So now your neck's long, your back is flat, your hips are down. Breathe into that space. Just notice where everything is. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath. All right. Now we're going to go over. This is a fun one, but most people do not like this one. I'll just say that right now, but it's needed. So we're going to come up to sitting. Okay. I'm going to put the foam roller again perpendicular to the mat. And I want you to sit on top of it. Okay. And I'm on my side. Before, you might see where I'm going, the IT band. But before we go there, remember, the side muscle right here is called the IT band on the leg. It connects right here at the top of your femur head. And we're going to get to that spot. What I want you to do first is come down onto your elbow and just massage the glute first. Like you want to massage your hips. Like I have my left glute on top of the roller. I want to start there, and I go in a way where I'm touching right at the base of my lower back, top of the hip, and then move down to the lower glute close to the leg. And you're just kind of rolling up and down along that side. The bottom leg is long because it helps you reach the leg and open up that hip. Okay, now we go. Now we turn a little further. Now you're parallel. You can bring the top leg forward on the floor like this. Now we're more on that IT band. And now we're gonna go up and down that leg. And you're gonna hit some stuff here. So you just, no rush, take your time. You'll fill your spots. And if you need to stay somewhere, then do that. This is the one that literally will take your breath away. I mean, like you hit it like, Argh! So no rush, okay? You go to where you need, and oh, there it is. It's on mine. And you just breathe into it. Try and settle around it. There are different schools of thought around the foam roller. Sometimes some people say it's too rough and gives too much push against the muscle. And that may be true for some people. But some people actually benefit from it. Oh, because sometimes your body responds to that better than just a soft touch. So just, there's different schools. Some people say you need more of a soft touch to really change fascia. But we're just massaging. We're trying to just change a pattern for a moment, and then we'll go into movement in a minute. Ooh, buddy. You could go down to the knee. I wouldn't go over the knee or have the knee go over the roller. You can go like maybe right to the top of the knee. Because the foam roller does touch that spot there too. All right, finish it wherever you are. Finish these last couple of up and downs. How you doing, John? Oh, it hurts. He says with a smile. It hurts, but it's a good hurt. Maybe. Okay, let's change sides, y'all. Good work. I'm gonna turn around like this. You can still see me. So again, start on the elbow, on the glute. So you're not on the leg yet. You're on the glute. So my bottom leg is straight. I'm on the glute. And I'm just doing the hip. Wow, that's interesting. This side is a lot different. And you'll find that, right? Each side has its own unique tendencies. Hello. And so you want to just notice, wow, where you need it. Find your spots. Like I said, try and go to the upper part of that glute. Feel that spot there, and then roll right to the upper part of your thigh, but not down there yet. Just spend a little time on that glute. Very good, y'all. Okay, one more time up and down on the right glute, or whatever glute you're on. Okay, so now we're gonna turn a little more. So bring the top leg forward to the in front of your bottom leg. So now you're a little more square. Your hips are perpendicular to the foam roller. Now you're going up and down the IT band. Good job, y'all. And this is a major stabilizer, and sometimes not in a good way. That's why it's so tight, because it doesn't move like, say, your your even your quadriceps and hip flexor or your calves. It's a stabilizer, and so because there's a lot of stabilizing, it normally just stays in one range of motion, and so that's why it's super tight. So just a few more times. If you can, like I said, make your way down towards the knee, but don't put your knee on top. That's a little too much, and then you get into ligaments. You don't want to get into ligaments. So finish this. Well, hello. Finish this last up and down. Smile. I'm gonna smile for the camera. Whew. That's a big one. All right, now. Oh, okay. Remember, you paid for this. Okay, let's go. Let's go ahead and move the foam roller out of your way. There's more we could do, y'all. Just giving you a little taste. Lay flat on your back. Grab your weights. I'm gonna take you through a very quick version of our mat flow. We're just gonna touch a few things, really. Grab your weights. But notice, even as you're lying here, you're like, wow, my spine's down, right? Your back is flat. Your shoulders are down. Even your hips and legs are a little more heavy, right? So press the weight to the ceiling. We're just gonna do one set of like 15 here. And you're just feeling the grounding. Your shoulders are down, your hips are down, your feet are even more heavy because your legs are relaxed, or you're not holding your legs up in space because you're not grounded. I'll call this 8, 9, 10. It's going to make you work a little differently as we go through this process here, right? Okay, last 3, 2, and then 1. Now stay up. Now turn your palms in. Now just do your triceps. Bend and extend. And just again, notice how you're moving from a different understanding, a different sensation of your spine, your ribs and your shoulders heavy on the mat. Inhaling, exhale. Very good. All right, give me 5 more. Feel those shoulders heavy. Feel your arms extend through the back. Okay, now stay up. Stay up. Now bring your feet closer together. We're not gonna do more arm press. We're gonna do bridges with kicks. But I want you to do this. Go to the come down, lift your hips up. Come to your bridge. So just let the weights seat the arms in the socket. Feel your shoulders heavy. Lift your right leg to the ceiling. We're gonna go down and up. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do 5 times. 4, 5. Place your foot down. Extend your other leg. And 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place your foot down. Inhale, pause. And then exhale. Soften the chest and the ribs and roll and release down. Now extend your legs long on the mat. And let's try just 3 roll-ups. Inhale, arms forward. You can use the weights as needed. Exhale as you peel and dive over to stretch forward toward your feet. Inhale. Exhale as you melt and roll down. Yeah, just do what you can. Just 3 times. Just whatever it is that you can develop today. Relax your shoulders. Dive the head round. Inhale. Exhale, melt, and release. One more time, inhale. See what you notice, right? Can you feel a little more articulation through your spine? Can you feel your legs stay a little heavier onto the mat as you go through your roll? Now we're gonna stay down, put your waist to the side. So we're gonna do leg circles without the band, just straight up. So hold on behind the thigh for a moment, just like this, both hands, leg to the ceiling, and just bend and straighten 3 times. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend 1. Softening, and really just a softening. You want to keep the connection to the back of the leg. Now stay long leg, arms down by your side. Now you have that grounded pelvis, floating leg, go across your body to your left, down, around, and come up 1. Inhale, exhale up 2. Inhale, exhale up 3. Exhale up 4. One more time. Feel the glide. 5. Now reverse it to the outside. And because your leg is longer, because your hips are more weighted, your leg is reaching from your deep low belly. Not sitting in your hip flexor. If you do, feel your hip ripping go out to your knee or your quad, just soften your knee, okay, like this. Last one. And then just to try one climb a tree. So hold behind the thigh. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, send the leg away from you as you climb, climb, climb up. Just one time. Inhale, exhale, release, and slowly roll and back down. Then bring your knee to your chest and hug. Straight in. And then we're going to change sides right away. So hold on behind your left thigh. So inhale, soften your knee. Exhale, extend. And notice I'm just a barely soft bending my knee, just a little bit, because the focus is I want my hip heavy, my left hip heavy, and down. One more. Now stay long, arms down by your side, hip heavy, leg reaching. Inhale across, exhale up 1. So 5 times. And remember, it's a low belly. It's a deeper suspender low belly to bring the leg up while your hip is not relaxed, but it's not overly gripping. Okay, last one, that direction. And then reverse it. Inhale to the outside. Exhale. Breath is key, right? How does your breath? All that movement you did around your ribs to open up your rib cage, you're breathing into your back, you're lengthening your spine. And that helps you hold this leg. Last one. And then climb a tree. Inhale, just last one more. Inhale, exhale as you send the leg away to climb up. Inhale, and then exhale as you release and roll down. Then hug the knee into your chest. Good. Okay, let's just do just a couple things on the ab series. Bring both knees into your chest. I'm not gonna do the spiral today. You did a lot already with the foam roller. So start with your feet down, hands behind your head. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, curl forward into your rib hinge. Now, remember, all that movement to your back to try and spread your rib cage. So think of lengthening your neck, shoulder blades down your back, but curl forward. Then bring your legs up, tabletop position. And extend the right leg out. And then switch legs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now bring both knees in, hug, and then inhale, arms and legs out. Exhale, come and hug. Inhale out. Exhale, come and hug. If you need a hand behind your head, just put a hand there to support your neck. But notice your spine is long, your ribs are opening. You're long as you reach out. You're curling. Last one. Inhale out. Exhale, now hug, head down, and then gently rock side to side. Very good. Okay, now lie down on your back. Let's shoulder your back. Let's try our thigh stretch. And then swan. So you turn around. So come up onto your left elbow. So I have my, well, you need either elbow, but as you can see, but left elbow underneath me. I'm gonna reach back, grab my right ankle with my right hand. And I want you to feel your thigh stretch. And that may be even a little easier. Press your foot into your hand and look forward. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that heel closer to your hip as you let your head drop. Thigh stretch. Then you press back into your ankle to look up. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that heel closer. One more time. Inhale as you press back. Look up. And then exhale. Release. Good. Then release the leg. We're going to go right to the other side. So bring your right other arm underneath you. Reach back. Grabbing your ankle. Hold there. And you inhale, press back to look forward. Inhale. Exhale as you pull that heel closer to your hip. Inhale as you press back. Deep exhale as you pull closer. One more. Inhale, press back to look up. And then exhale as you pull that heel. And then now extend both arms and legs long like this. So now your thighs flat, spine long. Now, here's your swan. So you're gonna, as you look forward and look up, drag your hands in, anchor your palms into the mat, press down to come up into your swan. And just feel your lift from your shoulders wide, chest open, your ribs lengthening and separating up. Inhale and then exhale, release, and come back down. Okay, try it again. You look forward, peel the sternum chest, down through your whole palm. Spread your fingers so your whole palm engages the mat. Inhale, and then exhale, release, and come back down. All right, one more time. Look forward, wide shoulders, open chest. Feel the width across your belly wall, the chest and reaching away from your hips. Inhale, and then exhale, release, and go back down. Good job. Now sit back in child's pose. So from everything we did on the foam roller, notice how that movement maybe felt a little different. Maybe you got a little more range through your back. Maybe your hips felt like they could open a little more. Just stay in that stretch for a little longer. Just breathe into your ribs, your mid-back. Feel your inhale, expand your ribs and lengthen your tailbone. Feel your exhale. Good job. Okay, we're going to finish with a couple of just simple standing things. I want you to sense this, that release of the hips and your spine. So come up to standing. We're going to do our whole body squat with shoulder press. So grab just one of your weights, have it in front of you like this. All right, and we're going to just go into a squat, pick up the weight, shoulder push. Okay, so again, we did this movement through your back. Now you're grounded, you're lifted. When you come down, we're going to do 5 each side. Come down, reach your hips back, head forward. I'm reaching my left arm back too. Come up, send the weight to the ceiling. Pause. So now I'm long on this side as I ground down to reach up. Come down, put the weight down, stand tall. And then switch. Reach back with the other arm as you pick up the weight, and then pause. Pause here because I want you to feel you did all that opening shoulder movement. This arm just sits as you're tall in your spine. Come down, reach, place it down. So try it again. We'll go a little faster, but it's still pause. Small pause, and then you come down. Because feel that your arms are free, right? You've freed up your shoulders. You've opened your chest so that your arm doesn't get stuck, right? That's often why we can't fully lift our arm up, is because the chest and rotator cuff muscles are like overly stabilizing. You're trying to instead open this whole front body through your rib cage, through your thoracic. Almost done. Right. And push. Left. Good. Let's try one more. One more. And push. Good. And down. And release. Good job, y'all. Okay, now let's go into a full body motion where we're gonna go a whole body squat just to finish. Yeah, we're about done. Let's go reach up to the ceiling. First reach up, inhale. Exhale, come down, dive over. Stay there. Okay, and then bend your knees. Drop your tailbone, stack your spine. Arms up. Then bring one arm in front, one arm over to stretch. Good. And then switch arms. Good. And now here's your last thing finish. Reach up. I want you to go down, reach back with your arms, and then come up like this. You swing your arms. And then you come down, reach back, and come up, swing your arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last two. One more time. And then lift. And then bring your arms out to the side and down. Whew. All right. Great job, y'all. Thank you so much.